Yeah, now my... Just wondering if that's a Twitch issue on why it's disconnecting. I'm using the Earth Pet. Hopefully you didn't get disconnected and... But yeah, I'm using the Earth Pet because he has more health. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's Twitch, but it seems like I have like one disconnect every 3 to 4 hours for some reason. Something I'll need to do a little bit of troubleshooting on to figure out like why is it doing that? Because yeah, it'll drop for a second, but like I don't lose EverQuest, which makes me believe that my internet is not having the issue. It's Twitch. Once I get full mana, I'll go. This camp should be split somewhat decently. I think they're probably on like a 6.5 minute or so respawn timer, so I probably got about 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go here. Okay, there's full mana. Let's try to drop this yellow one. Yeah, things will get a lot better whenever you get like the damage shield for the pet. The pets get a little bit more beefy. There we go. I'm not going to blow through my full mana bar in case that third respawn comes up. Perfect. Yeah, and they just drop rusty weapons, which I'm not going to keep because it'll just weigh me down. Bandages. Yeah, I think, let's see. Let's see what my, oh shoot. What are my level 8 spells looking like? You do get a damage shield at level 8, so that'll be nice. I just need to suffer through the next 2 levels and then, oh, yeah, so we got a yellow con here. Oh, I could give my pet the, rusty weapons. Shoot. Trying to push level 5 for new spells, yeah. Spell levels are the best levels, especially as you get higher. Pet is like almost dead. Not to waste spells you don't or won't need. Yeah, you spend so much money on spells. If you buy the ones that you don't need, then you end up going broke. That was something I didn't understand when I first started playing this game, and I would buy every spell, but I never looked up what do the spells actually do. Experience here is decent, so as long as I can keep this up, I shouldn't have a problem hitting level 8. The fact that there's only 3 spawns really does help. I think a 4th spawn would make this camp not doable for me. No, it's not a Niberite camp. It's just a bandit camp south of Kelethin. The Niberite camp is in Lesser Fadark, and it's a little bit higher level. That one is always camped as well. That's a lucrative spot for lower levels because of the amount of money that you can make. It's definitely something I'll consider trying to do whenever I get to the appropriate level. I did it on my enchanter, and I remember making decent spell money there. You have to travel across Lesser Fadark, though, which is dangerous. And I don't think that area is extremely dangerous because I don't think there's brownies that path directly by there. Never did level that side, yeah. I've leveled, I can't really think of a single area that I haven't leveled in this game. Probably the least amount of times that I have leveled is in Agok, like Firot or Grab. I've never really spent a lot of time there. Steam font to GFA. It's actually not bad. You just follow the wall of the zone. I think if people like try to make it a straight shot, they might run into something, but if you just run along the wall, it's really quick. It's getting from GFA to Mistmore. That's the one that gets you killed because the brownies path all through the middle of that zone. And the brownies are so nasty. They've got roots, they've got dots, and they're in their 40s. I watched I think a level 50 paladin almost die to one, and it was green, like full green con to him because they're just that nasty. They're a total undercon. I'm wondering if now that these are split, if a fire pet wouldn't be better, but I'm gonna just go ahead and hang on to the earth pet because he's a level 6 pet. Druid has to kill the corrupted one for epic, huh? I saw the pained unicorn just now as I was running over here. So there's a little bit of downtime in this spot, but I'm just going to hang on to this spot rather than go try to find somewhere better because I'm actually able to kill here versus like Crushbone was just not working out for me. Yeah, even this blue though is like really beating my pet down. Oh shoot. So these two spawn really close together. She got nuked pretty quick though. Decent silver though. I mean, that's what, almost a gold. About what, one blue per. Uh, not the fastest. It's not the fastest experience. Yeah, good to see you back on the stream, Skiff. I'm actually putting this all on YouTube too. Feel free to check it out. I think I'll probably edit it. I'll upload like the long play streams and then edit them down to maybe recaps every 10 to 20 levels. Oh, ooh, that's a yellow. Hopefully this doesn't mess up my keeping this camp broken. Yeah, he's just almost killed my pet. Back off, pet. Back off, pet. Okay, fight, pet. And he resisted. That is not ideal. Pet's about to die. Pet is dead. Oh my gosh. Okay, he's running. Hopefully I can kill him. Just hit him, please. Just hit him. There we go. This almost certainly means I'm going to have to re-break this camp. Yep. I don't even have a pet out. That's a yellow con. That's great. I can try Butcher Block. I think that's a good sign. I need to find somewhere that I can single target and just kill things consistently. I did get up to halfway to 7 though. And it's a process. I will check it out. I'm always scanning EQ streams, but only P1999. Yeah, this has consistently just been the game that I stream. It runs well on my computer. And there's not a whole lot of EQ streams out there, so you actually get people versus like if I was to go try to stream World of Warcraft, there would be me sitting at the bottom of, 1,000+ streams. Can't deal with TLP in live. Yeah, me either. I did do Agnar for a few months. I did it at launch. It was a lot of fun at launch. And then now it's like you're required to box if you don't want to just be solo, like on the solo struggle bus. And there's really not that many people left on Agnar. Tried Mischief. Yeah, a lot of people that one seemed to have little bit longer life than some of the other ones. That was the one. Was Mischief the one with almost like a random, some sort of random loot element to it, so you could find random items a little bit differently than you would on a regular server? I think that was the draw to Mischief. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Skyless Raven, welcome. Had to take a quick break. Had to grab some water. Let's try getting a fire pet out this time. Unfortunately, it looks like it's gonna get dark. Fire pet's blue, but we're gonna go with it. Not gonna resummon 100 pets today. See if we can find some things to kill that are level appropriate. I'm doing good. How are you? It's good to see you again. A lot of people popping in today. That's good. Glad to see it. Usually how it starts. I've done this before. Takes time to really build up a core kind of group of people, but it's so great to see the same people coming back. If you all notice too, it should be showing up on there. I have an actual fundraiser going on the stream now for addiction recovery, which is a subject that is very near and dear to my heart. Ooh, that's a yellow. We don't want to mess with him. Okay, I like this. I like Butcher Block. I'm already finding like blue enemies. It's a little bit more consistent. Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing? Snake egg. Doing well. Good to hear. That is a white con. I'm gonna have to nuke. Ah! Oh no. Pet's taking a lot of damage. We're gonna be finishing this one on our own. Let's get it. Get there. Okay, good. Ah, the hitbox on these things is such a pain because you can't really see him. Okay. I hope this is a safe spot to med. The struggles of being a low level in EverQuest. Struggles are on full display. Yeah, I was telling Skiff, I took some time this morning and I put tint on the window in my office. And that tint should help keep it nice and cool in here, so. The good and the fun times, yeah. I've invested a lot of time into getting the streams going again. Something that I've been wanting to do for a couple years. I streamed 2 years ago a lot and had actually built up a decent following, and then had to take a break. I went overseas for the military and came back and then had some personal stuff to deal with for about a year and got that taken care of. So I figured now that all that's behind me, I'm able to start again. And so I'm very excited to be getting this going again. And I've got some good kind of stability for the next year. I shouldn't be, well, depends. I might be out on the road again, which makes it hard to build up a stream and a good following, but we'll see. 1 to 34. You like 1 to 34? 1 to 50 is perfect, yeah. I think I like maybe 20 to 50. I'm not a big fan of when you're so low you don't have a lot of spells yet. Got a blue earth pet. Just gonna roam around and look for lucrative targets here. After 50 is man. I've never actually gotten past. I want to say the highest character I've ever gotten in EverQuest is my, at least in the classic era, is my enchanter. He is 47 or 48 right now. And I don't think I would have gotten nearly as high if it wasn't for COVID. Because there was like a 2 week period where I was locked down and was unable to do anything. Couldn't even leave my room. And I wasn't sick, but it was just a travel restriction for going to Italy. I could leave my room, but it was like very frowned upon. They didn't want to see you out. They didn't want. Italy was very nervous about COVID, so um, I played EverQuest like nonstop, 12 hours a day plus for 2 weeks, and got from level probably 25 to 40, 42 at that time. Ooh, that's a red. COVID was a good time to game. Yeah, I played WoW Classic during COVID as well. There was a point where my job said, "Don't even worry about coming to work. We'll tell you when we're ready." And I played WoW Classic like it was my job. Here we go. Here's some snakes. It was Mrs. Work remote for nearly 3 years. Yeah. Like I was just getting paid and I was doing nothing. And I would call and be like, "Do you like is there anything I can do? Is there anything you want me to do?" And they're like, "Nope, just stay home." And I was like, "All right." It wasn't good for like I mentioned with addiction recovery. It was not good for my drinking. But I'm sober now, so I got through it. But yeah, it was bad. Even now she only goes into London 2 days a week. That's good. Devo knows best. Welcome. 2.5 years sober. Congratulations. That's amazing. Yeah, it'll be three. Not trying to one up you, I'm just saying it'll be three for me in January. So I'm right there with you. And man, let me tell you, what a great journey it's been to come back from that. And also starting over on EverQuest. Yeah, one of the things that I really liked about uh, recovering was rediscovering games that I was already like playing but wasn't really engaged in, if that makes sense. Like my brain wasn't really fully turned on. So even though I was doing the same things, whether it's running around and leveling in EverQuest or whatever, like I never paid attention to a whole lot about what was going on. There wasn't like a whole lot of curiosity of like, oh, I wonder what's over here, or your brain's just kind of on autopilot. So it's been really cool to like just re-engage with these games and actually like one of the things I noticed was like I wasn't able to pick up like subtle cues from the game on like what do you do? Like what should you actually be doing? So like these quests, like the bone chip quests that I was doing to help me get leveled up. Like I never did any of those because I was like, oh, bone chips, yeah, you just sell them for 10 plat a stack. Like I didn't, think, hey, maybe I should look up what I could do with these. Skiff64 says, I still drink, but very, very little. My main addiction was smoking. And you gave that up. Wow, good job. 6 years ago. That's impressive. Smoking is tough. Probably, I don't know if it's harder than alcohol. It just depends. Um, Caffeine and nicotine are definitely my crutches to maintain my sobriety, and I'm not sure if I'll kick those. But uh, there's a big difference between what I'm doing now and what I was doing 3 years ago. So, and of course, gaming, right? Like gaming is my bad habit now, but the Bone Chip quest is near Field of Bone. There's several actually. So, I want to say there's probably 5 or 6 different Bone Chip quests. There's one in Fellwythe. There's one in Kinos. There's one in Field of. Oh, I think there is one in Field of Bone. I'll have to look. You vape? Yeah, I do this. These little nicotine pouches is kind of my thing. I was doing the like long cut dip for a while, and then I started getting sores on my mouth. And so I was like, I need to stop this because I don't want to lose my jaw. Okay, it's getting very dark. Build-A-Bone is a guard near entrance to cavities. Yeah, there's a ton of different bone chip quests, and I'll tell you, I did well, maybe 10 turn-ins and got from level 3 to 4 and then some. So they're very lucrative. They're great for faction and they're great for experience. 8 bone chip quests, likely all starting areas. Yep. Oh, that's a piece of armor I did not have. That's great. So now I'm in the newbie garden of Butcher Block. One in Kinos is a pain because he always moves. Yeah, gotta love those. You're like hailing him. You're like, hail, hail, stop. There's a lot of skeletons out here. Unfortunately, it's dark, so now my strategy of roaming to find enemies is kind of not as effective as during the daytime. Let's see, is there a merchant in here? Somebody died in here. I wonder how he died in this. How did this guy die in this room? I wonder what happened. Yeah, I think the one in Kinos is the guy that's always yelling about like the glory of Rodset Neef or whatever. But I think he heals you when you turn in the bone chips, which is kind of interesting. Like you hand him 4 bone chips and he drops like a level 1 heal spell on you. Just kind of one of those quirky EverQuest things, right? That's so cool, this game. I remember reading about this game in PC Gamer magazine in 1999 and being just absolutely fascinated, but was unable to get the game until 2001. This definitely turned online gaming upside down. Speaking of being turned upside down, I really don't know where I am. I know I'm next to a road. Yeah, because before this it was like Ultima Online. There was actually another 3D-ish MMO, um, Meridian 59, but it did not have the same level of success. Like this game just took the whole gaming world by storm. Prior to this, it was online games were mainly MUDs, and this game is actually built off of MUD, and they were sued. A lot of people don't know this, but Baron Interactive, that developed the original EverQuest, was sued because basically the code for this game was ripped off from a MUD, and they were able to prove it. They settled out of court. What are you doing in here? This guy's hanging out in here. That's funny. I guess it's a safe place to hang out. I'm just trying to find a merchant. Let's see, this looks like a goblin camp. I was playing on my grandma's business PC in '98. Yeah. My first EverQuest rig was a business PC as well. It did not run very well at all. So this camp has one, two, ooh, watch out, pet, back up. 3 white cons. I'm not gonna risk it. I think if I head south, that will be Dagnor's Cauldron. Yeah, I like to tell this story on stream, so if you've heard it before, I apologize, but I actually melted the video card in one of my computers playing EverQuest because it was a 4 megabyte video card and the minimum specs was 8 megabytes. And one day I turned the computer on and I logged into EverQuest and all of the walls, I was in Keynos, all of the walls had been replaced with the human face model stretched out and like blown up. So it was extremely bizarre. I really wish I had screenshots, but it was like being in tunnels of human faces and it was kind of creepy. And then shortly after that my computer just absolutely tanked. The video card didn't last any longer. And then I think I was really weird. My house was like always full of computer parts because of my dad's work, and I think I found like an ATI Rage 8 megabyte video card that I had no idea why I didn't put that in my computer to begin with. Actually, no, I remember now. I didn't have the AGP because you needed an AGP slot. This was back when PCI Express I don't think was even a thing yet. And so I couldn't fix it. That's right. So I had to play other games for like a month while I waited and my dad brought home a computer from his business. Heavily into gaming at LAN parties. Yeah, me too. We used to do StarCraft and Warcraft 2 LAN parties at my house. That was so much fun. Like New Year's Eve, Y2K, everybody was worried about Y2K. That New Year's Eve, we were all hanging out at my place and playing StarCraft because I got it for Christmas. I got the battle chest. So I figured out you could put Battle Chest had the expansion, the Brood War expansion, and the base game, and I figured out you could use both of those CDs and play versus. And then we went and bought another Battle Chest shortly after because of how much we were playing. In 1999, I was 33. All good, man. You're only as old as you feel, and we all age, right? $33 now. Still a gamer, yeah. I get wrist pain now though. I gotta be careful about how I game. This is a white con, but I haven't found anything like remotely close to my level to kill in a while, so we're going for it. Have arthritis, yeah. I'm like, oh shoot. Hopefully they don't social. I'm pretty sure I have carpal tunnel at this point, but I just play games that are not as demanding and like I was for most of the year. I was actually playing a solo self-found Diablo 2 project and was extremely invested in it. And then my wrist pain got so bad I had to quit because of the amount of button presses that you have to do for Diablo 2. I was like, no, I can't do this. And I'm really active in the gym, so not being able to use my right arm to do lifts I was like, I'm not gonna sacrifice that. As much as I love this game, that's not a worthy trade-off, so. Diablo 2, do love that game. Yeah, I was doing the resurrected version. And I think I'm only like 42 items off of the Holy Grail. But like I said, my wrist just started killing me. And that was even playing with the controller. But with all the teleporting, that was what was doing it. It's not like EverQuest where you kind of get a break. Like right now, I'm not actively pushing buttons, and you have a good alternation between what your left and your right hand are doing. It seemed like on Diablo 2, it's just you're constantly hitting that teleport button, and it just burned my wrist out. Used to do the whole gym thing and skiing a lot. Then at 50, I got diagnosed with arthritis, so it all went out the window. I took early retirement 4 years ago. Well, congratulations on retirement. I figure I've got about 10 to 15 years left of being very active, and then I will be um, retiring from strenuous exercise as well. The whole goal is that I just hit my advanced middle to advanced age in in good enough shape that I'm not having like mobility and health issues. Like my dad, he's having stents put in his heart, and like I don't want any of that. I want to be healthy, especially after recovering from alcohol. I feel like it would be a waste to not be healthy. Something to kill. I don't know where I am. Where am I? I think I'm coming up on the docks. I knew something was not right the last time I went up onto the Alps. One run and my knees were so shot that was the first sign. Ouch. Yeah, that's no fun. I bet the Alps were nice though. I love Italy. Italy is a great place. I've been to mainland Italy and Sicily. Sicily is so hot. Miserably hot. Used to go to Austria a lot to friends. Nice. I like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that Austria was even a country for the longest time. Like, I think in my mind, Austria, like, went away after World War One. And I didn't realize it until I met somebody from there a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, shoot, that's still a country. Slap bang in the middle of the mountains. I love the mountains. I only climbed 2 mountains this season. I think I'm gonna do one more at the end of October. I'm gonna do Humphreys, which is the high point in Arizona. Lyle Bunden? It's a weird name. Don't call them Germans. Yeah. Well, it's funny because Austria was like a major world power, and then after World War One, they pretty much disappeared off the, at least from the world power, off the world power stage. And they were the ones that started World War One. Just talk about playing yourself. Yeah, the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And all over little old Serbia, too. Could have left it alone. See what else we can find to kill around here. Yeah, all kicked off because of the Archduke being an, exactly. He didn't really have that good of a reason to go to Serbia. And I want to say he also went there on a like a very important or symbolic holiday, which made people upset. And he also survived, I want to say, 2 assassination attempts before the final one was successful. So at some point you would figure he would say, hey, maybe we shouldn't be. But that's history. Oh, Redcon, not going there. Oh, what's in this tower? A merchant. Perfect. Actually, I'm gonna give that weapon to my pet. Okay. So dark. Wonder what these are. Oak bark. Take a second and look that up. Ground spawn in Butcher Block Mountains by the Goblin Camp. Found at least aggravating on eyes to have wolf form. Oh, okay. That's just to find it. It's used in brewing. I guess that's it. And this is for Wood Elf cultural tailoring. Hmm. Is this worth anything? 20 plat? People will really pay 20 plat for that? I don't know. I'm skeptical. Skiff says, I would like to visit Russia. That might seem controversial, but that's me. I don't think that's controversial. I think that some of the things that Russia does are controversial, obviously, but it's kind of like any other country. Like it would be cool to go see the Great Wall of China. I don't agree with China's policies, but doesn't mean I wouldn't want to visit it. I need to be careful because one, I'm not sure where I'm at, and two, I don't know what kind of enemies are around here. I feel like I'm close to the Druid Ring. Yep, exactly. I don't know. It's really dark. There's not a lot of enemies to kill. One thing that I think is really cool about this zone is the chessboard. And the reason why the chessboard is so neat to me is that if you played MUDs, which were the text-based MMOs of the before time, Skiff probably knows what they are. If you played MUDs, almost all the MUDs had a chessboard zone for lower level, about level 5, level 6. And the fact that they included it in EverQuest I thought was really neat because it's a throwback and it's kind of a heritage thing. I used to love to play MUDs. I tell I tell the youngsters, like, you know how, cuz I can type really fast. And some people are like, "Dude, how can you type so fast?" And I'm like, "Well, when I was a kid, the you know how you can go and play like Fortnite for free, or you can go download any game for free these days. I was like, when I was a kid, the free games were like typing games. Like you had to type to play them. And so that's why I can type so fast. That dwarf scared me. I thought something was running after me. Oh yeah, I'm sure, like to advertise. So I was a little bit, it was like World Wide Web era when I played MUD. So there was a website called the Mud Connector. Please don't die, pet. Thank you. The Mud Connector, and you could get on there and you could look up all the different MUDs that were out. So I didn't have to rely on like gaming magazines to tell me, what MUDs were out there. Although I did find probably my favorite MUD of all time, I found on in PC Gamer, actually the exact same article that they talked about EverQuest. The whole point of the article was that this author was conflicted between a MUD that he had found called the Eternal City and EverQuest, because he was like, I can't decide where to spend my time. And it was a really great article because it kind of depicted like the dichotomy of like where technology was headed, with like the 3D MMOs and the beautiful graphics and the immersive kind of three-dimensional world with the old school MUDs that had things like role playing. Because you'll never find the depth of role playing in an MMO that you will find in an actual like role playing MUD. Because it's just not a MUD is like a storybook that you're like playing. So you're not going to find that level of detail in a graphical like MMO, especially something like this where am I really, really role playing by running around for hours on end, killing the same enemies over and over? No, like that's not. If I was a truly a gnomish magician, um, I wouldn't just be wandering around the hills killing things at random, right? Like I'd be, I don't know, practicing my spells and trying to find new ruins or whatever. So these games, while they do have role playing communities, don't role play like MUDs did. And in the Mud Eternal City, it was all completely enforced. So like you weren't allowed to speak out of character at all. If you did, you'd be warned, and eventually you'd be banned. So uh, not everybody came up with explicitly detailed backstories for their characters, but everybody was at least role playing as their character, which made it really immersive. And it also took the emphasis off of just going out and fighting and killing things. For example, like I spent more hours probably just sitting in a tavern talking to people and telling stories than I did ever fighting anything on it. Really cool. The game is still up. Eternal City is still up. But it has definitely shifted its focus to more like your modern MMOs. Most people on there just go and fight and kill and collect loot, and the role playing is kind of a foregone conclusion now, unfortunately. Perhaps a casualty of the way gaming evolved over the years. But for those couple years, like 1999, 2000, that MUD was just amazing. Yeah, role playing like that is a thing of the past. Exactly, Skyless Raven. Like you just don't find it anymore that that I've found. Everything is white con. Those two are blue. Just gonna get some mana and I'll fight them. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I really did enjoy that. Uh, it was really interesting to me that I could burn through 8 hours of game time and not actually go and kill a single enemy. And I wasn't really like worried about progressing my character. It was kind of cool back in the day. Is that KOS? No. Back in the day on that game, some people like people wouldn't even level past like level 20. Like there was a handful of people that went a little bit further. There was, one or two people who actually went to the maximum level, which I think was 90. I don't know where my pet is. But most everybody just kind of they got to like level 20, 25. You could fight almost anything in the game at that level. Where's my pet? I left him way back here. Follow? There he is. Yeah, you could fight and kill almost anything at level 20, so most people didn't see a reason to go past that. And when people did go out and then fight things, they did it as like a role playing event. Like they would gather together and be like, we're gonna raid the bandit stronghold, and people would role play as they were fighting. Skiff64 says, it's funny thinking back what I used to do before the days of the internet. My youth, I guess, was a bit of a rebel. Loads of interest from clubs, drinking, going football, fishing, golf, and girls. Yeah. I've definitely spent a lot of time online, but I've also been able to balance it with other things. I love fishing. Absolutely love fishing. If you could see behind me, my webcam, I have all my fishing poles right there. Unfortunately, I live in the desert. There's not a lot of places to fish. And I climb tall peaks. That was something I started after I sobered up, was mountain climbing. But I do spend a lot of time gaming as well. It's a good balance. When I lived in Georgia, there was like a fishing spot around every corner, so it was great because I would just drive around and be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go fish there. I'm gonna go fish there." And then I lived in Florida for a time, and I would fish in the Gulf of Mexico, and that was fishing in the Gulf of Mexico is like a slot machine. Like you never know what you're gonna pull out of there. Oh goodness, my pet is getting beat on pretty good here. Don't die, pet. I need you. Oh goodness. 3 gold off that goblin. That's nice. And I just crossed over 4 yellows, so 4 more blues, and I will hit level 7. This seems to be a good spot to just stick around and try to hit level 8. I'm glad I came out to Butcher Block. Crush Bone was not working out for me. Steam Font was not working out for me, so really says a lot about the diversity of the areas in this game. I love that you're able to explore and find places to level. I can confidently say I've never leveled in this place, like this specific area right here before, so. Good thing about UK rivers, oh, good thing about the UK is rivers, lakes all around, and the sea is never far away, yeah. I've never actually been to the UK. I'd like to go. Been to Italy, been to Spain, Bulgaria, Croatia, Sicily, Albania. Never been to the UK. Wreck fishing, yeah, we would do that in Florida. Go park over a wreck and pull up all kinds of fish. Cannot wait for that damage shield. Level 8. Cod, ling, and conger eel. Can you eat the eel? I've never eaten eel. Maybe on sushi. I'm not sure. Definitely eating cod. I like cod. I don't know what ling is. In Florida, we would catch snapper. Red snapper and white snapper. Very delicious fish to eat. You can eat it all. Nice. Yeah, I like fish. I love fish. It's funny, my girlfriend, she can't stand it, so we don't eat a lot of fish, but I love to eat fish. Monster eels, nice. Skunk. Let's see. I think he's a white. He's a white con. I like this spot because these goblins are not grouped so closely that they aggro. This is a good spot. All right, let's go. Jeez, he's already just whopped my pet. Good. Ooh, this is a metal remix of oh, I thought it was a metal remix of Earthbound song. The Pathing Goblin. He's a yellow. Watch out for him. Oh, it's Mega Man. I'm just letting Spotify do its thing. I finally figured out how to split the audio so that it won't. You can hear the music on the stream, but you won't. It won't save it to my VODs. So when I upload these to YouTube, there will be no music, which means no copyright infringement, which is good. Making some good progress today. I like these spiders, they really don't hit hard. Those, I can't fight those. Look around for some blue con. I think at level 8 I'll probably be safe to head back to Crushbone with the new pets. And I can probably make some good progress. It will be not as risky. How's your druid coming, Skiff? Are you playing him right now? Getting level 5 has been rough on the human druid. Seems to be taking forever. It's been a long time since I've leveled a druid, but I do distinctly remember it feeling really slow until you started actually getting your like full kit. I think level 14 is like a turning point because up to that point you're kind of like a crappy melee. Devo asks, how do I chat to party? I want to say it's /G. Yeah, /G space, and then you can type. And then if you watch here, I'll show you. If you look down here, if you right click on your chat window and you go to channel, you can set the default chat channel. So if you click group here, then anytime you just hit enter and type, it will default to the group chat. So you don't have to type /G every single time, which is really nice whenever you're in a party because it lets you type a little bit faster. A skeleton pathing through. Oh, it's a Lobby skeleton. How to tab through mobs. So for that, you need to open up your keybinds. I use the Alt key and then the O key to open up your options, and then you click the keys tab here, and then you select the category target, and then there's a key here, cycle through nearest NPCs, and that for me is set to tab. It's probably the default, so it's probably just the tab key for you as well. Skiff says, there we go, level 5. Got my hands on a cracked staff and a two-handed worn staff. Congratulations. One thing I really love about this game is like that slow progression, that slow power creep where just getting a cracked staff is a significant upgrade and gets you that dopamine hit. This game does that better than almost any game that I've ever played. Ooh, that's a yellow. I don't want to fight him. That's a white. I don't really want to fight him either. A little over 1 blue left to 7. We have a skeleton that's like in that tree. He's blue. I like how skeletons can just scale the tree as they walk along. It's too bad I'm not 7 going on 8. That would be nice. Guess I can grab this rusty spear. I'm not close to overweight just yet. There was a snake. Where'd the snake go? There he is. Oh, yeah, that's a regular snake. There was a large snake. No complaints about this area, though. This is the kind of the consistent experience that I was looking for versus trying to break camps and stressing over respawn timers. I'm just not built for it yet. I think with a damage shield, those camps won't be as difficult, and obviously with the level 8 pets. What is that? Emerald Drake. Red cons won't be messing with him. And there's a goblin. Definitely need to be mindful out here because there's a lot of roaming enemies. But luckily they're not. It's not like Field of Bone. Field of Bone is just crazy. The amount of roaming enemies. Like you really have to watch out. I like Field of Bone, but I've leveled there so many times that it just doesn't appeal to me to level in that area anymore. But overall, the design philosophy of Kunark to me is incredibly impressive because they built the entire continent from the ground up as a like full standalone. You can level from 1 to 60 there. And I don't know if I've seen another MMO ever do that. For example, World of Warcraft, all of their expansions are like additive. Like they raise the level cap and then the expansion areas are, you know, up to the next level cap. So it was incredibly ambitious for SOE or Variant, whatever they were at the time. I think it was Variant, to build Kunark the way that they did. It's also unfortunate that they don't design games like this anymore. One of my viewers last night was describing it was Ashes of Creation. They're very excited for Ashes of Creation. I think I'll check it out. I'll watch some trailers. Ooh, there's the sound we like to hear there. Ding level 7. Sorry if that was really loud. That sound effect is just so much louder than all the other sound effects for some reason, but I don't want to disable it because I like it. So 1 level to go to new spells. I'll definitely be doing that level in this zone. Skiff says Ashes I think is way off. Yeah, that's what they were saying, that it's like it's in early alpha, but they purchased some sort of alpha key. Monsters and Memories is right up my street. I'll need to look into that. Anything that follows like the older design kind of tenets is something that I'm interested in. Obviously, we're all, well, most of us were very excited for like Pantheon, but I don't know if we're gonna get Pantheon, to be honest. It's being developed by old EQ devs. That's cool. It's too bad Brad McQuaid passed away. That's a good plug for the addiction and recovery charity that I am sponsoring on this stream. Brad McQuaid obviously suffered as well, and because of it, family lost their father, son, brother, and husband, and the gaming industry lost a truly visionary person. And now we're probably not going to get, now we're not going to get Pantheon. We could still get Pantheon. I'm really surprised that dwarf skeleton didn't attack. And he's a white con. I'm gonna take it. Well, stream, I just want to say thank you everybody for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here because I've got some other things that I need to do this afternoon. But I do appreciate your viewership. If you'd like to, if you haven't already, drop me a follow. And thank you for watching. Check me out on YouTube too. And have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll be back probably around 7 p.m. tonight. So thank you again, and I'm signing off. Take care.